Hey, everybody. I want to talk to you today about a sensitive topic. So, one of the challenges that we have as entrepreneurs is a lot of times when you're first starting your business or you've been up and running for a while, you have doubts about the business. But the bigger challenge is when you look around yourself and you look for encouragement, reinforcement about you're making the right decision, and no one seems to support you, like no one, not your family, your spouse, your parents, any of those people. No one around you supports you. And one of the reasons a lot of times is that people just don't understand this. Not only do they not understand it, they look at your income and that is the scoreboard that they judge it by. Are you making a living doing this thing that you love? And if the answer is no, or it's not supplying enough income, then it's a major challenge. And if it's costing the family money, it's an even bigger challenge, especially with your spouse. This can cause a lot of fights. In fact, a lot of marriages break up when people are running a business because there are challenges in the business and finances are a challenge. And so, what do you do when even your spouse doesn't encourage you or doesn't believe that you're going in the right direction? Well, there's a couple of things you can do. One of the things that's pretty obvious is you can just say, well, I don't care, and I'm just going to keep going. It's probably not the smartest thing for you to do. And so this happened to me early on in our business. I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't that I didn't have the right ideas. I just didn't know how to execute them. And so it caused us a lot of financial hardships. And it made life very, very difficult on myself and my wife. And so, how do you overcome that sort of thing? And so, for me, eventually, I actually stopped fighting with my wife about this and I actually started getting a second job. And I say started because I would kind of bounce around from these second jobs. I worked at an IT company. I did that for about a year. I absolutely hated it. I was good at it, but I hated it. And so I wound up leaving that job. I worked in a call center, making calls for collection agencies. Talk about a horrible job. I hated that job. I did that for about 2 weeks, and then I just didn't like the pressure or anything like that. I did a car warranty thing. I even did that. So I did some really horrible jobs. One of the best ones that I did as kind of a side hustle, if you will, was actually FedEx. I was loading trucks at night for FedEx. I was literally doing that 5 nights a week. I would get up at 2 in the morning to be there at 3 a.m. I would work there from 3 a.m. to 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'd hustle home, get a shower, and then I'd work in my business the rest of the day. I'd go to sleep early, and then I'd do it again. 5 days a week I was doing that. So it was pretty wild, but it was bringing in the extra income that made it okay that I was still working in the business and growing that business. And so how did I bridge this gap between the people that doubted me and this dream that I wanted? It was by bringing in other income, and in the easiest ways. There's tons of part-time jobs out there that you can go get. There's all kinds of different options. But I focused on things that typically brought value to me, except for in the end with FedEx. That was one that didn't bring a whole lot of value other than money and benefits and that sort of thing. One of the jobs I got that I didn't mention was in the book publishing space. I did that for over a year, learning the ins and outs of the book publishing space. So when you have trouble with people around you not necessarily believing in your dream, but you believe in it and you want to stay committed into it, maybe one of the things you need to do is get you a side hustle or a primary hustle that's going to bring in that extra income that's going to allow you to fuel your dreams. So don't look at that as a setback. It's not a negative thing. It's just doing what you have to do to make your dreams work. And so never look down on yourself for any of that. You do what you got to do. And sometimes you just got to go get a second job. That's just what you got to do. I did it. A lot of people I know have done it. In fact, a lot of our clients call me and say, hey, I'm working a full-time job and I'm growing my business. Hey, well, good on you. First goal is to get to a point in your business where you don't have to do that and you can work your business as your primary mode of income. And so if you have questions about that, as always, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about this. I know it's a delicate topic for a lot of people. I've been through it myself. I know how to navigate this. I'd love to talk to you about it. Have a great week.